Welcome to Have More Babies. Today we're tackling something almost every new parent runs into, trying to figure out what's fact and what's fiction when it comes to baby advice.
Oh, absolutely. You get advice from, well, everywhere, don't you? Friends, family, the internet.
Exactly. And it's hard to know what's reliable. So much conflicting information.
It really is. So our mission today, if you like, is to explore some of those really common myths. The ones about feeding, sleep, growth, vaccines, even postpartum stuff.
Yeah, the big ones.
And we're drawing on solid info, especially insights from the team at Omega Pediatrics. They really know their stuff.
They certainly do. And hopefully, by clearing up some of these myths, we can help you feel a bit more confident making those day-to-day decisions for your baby.
That's the goal, empowering parents with good information.
And speaking of good information, for a really thorough resource, we definitely recommend checking out omegapediatrics.com. Seriously, loads of detail there.
Definitely a go-to site.
So if you find this helpful today, please do give us a like, maybe subscribe for more chats like this, and share it if you know someone who might benefit.
Yeah, spread the word.
Okay, ready to bust some myths. Let's start with feeding. First up, this idea that you must have a strict feeding schedule right from day one.
Right, the rigid schedule myth. It sounds organized, but newborns, they haven't read the manual.
Huh, definitely not.
The reality is newborns really need to be fed on demand. You watch for their hunger cues, little things like rooting, sucking on fists, lip smacking.
So responding to them rather than the clock.
Precisely. In those early weeks, that might mean feeding every hour, maybe every 3 hours. It varies. Following their lead helps them get what they need and, builds that foundation for understanding their own hunger later on.
Makes sense. Okay, myth number 2. Starting solid foods really early, like before 4 months. I hear this one a lot.
Yeah, there's often impatience, isn't there? But the advice from the American Academy of Pediatrics is pretty clear. Wait until around 6 months.
6 months? Why the wait?
Well, before 6 months, breast milk or formula genuinely provides all the nutrients they need. Their little digestive sisters are still maturing too.
Okay.
Starting solids too soon can sometimes interfere with milk intake and potentially even increased allergy risks down the line. So milk is the main event for those first 6 months.
Good to know. Now, breastfeeding. There's this perception, isn't there, that it's just completely natural and easy for everyone.
Oh, that's a big one. And it can make mothers feel quite, inadequate if they struggle.
Right.
While it is natural, easy isn't always the word. It often takes practice, a lot of patience, and crucially, support. Many, many mothers face challenges, especially at the start.
So it's normal to need help.
Absolutely normal. And vital to seek it out. Lactation counselors, pediatricians, they're fantastic resources.
What can a lactation counselor help with specifically?
Oh, loads. Getting the latch right, finding comfortable positions, addressing worries about milk supply. Really, any hurdles you're facing, don't struggle alone.
Great advice. Okay, another worry point. If a breastfed baby seems to be gaining weight a bit slower, should you immediately think about switching to formula?
That's a common reaction, driven by anxiety sometimes. But it's really important to understand that breastfed babies and formula-fed babies often follow slightly different growth curves.
Different curves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as the baby's weight gain is within the normal range for a breastfed baby and they're hitting milestones, looking healthy and alert, then there's usually no need to switch just based on comparing to formula trick.
Okay, so trust the process unless there's a real concern.
Exactly. Now, if the weight gain is consistently below the normal range, then yes, absolutely talk to your pediatrician, a healthcare provider. They'll assess the whole picture.
Right, always consult the experts. Okay, let's shift gears to sleep, another minefield of myths.
Oh boy, sleep. Yes.
How about this one? Keep the baby awake more during the day so they'll sleep better at night.
It sounds logical on the surface, right? Tire them out. But it usually backfires spectacularly. An overtired baby is often a wired, cranky baby who finds it harder to fall asleep and stay asleep.
So skipping naps is a bad idea.
Generally, yes. A good, consistent sleep schedule that includes age-appropriate naps during the day actually helps promote better night sleep. It prevents that overtired state.
Okay, noted. Naps are good.
Yeah.
What about the expectation that babies should sleep through the night by, say, 3 months?
That puts so much pressure on parents and babies.
It does.
While some babies might start sleeping longer stretches around then, many, many don't. And that's perfectly normal. Every baby develops their sleep patterns at their own pace.
So waking up at night at 3, 4, 5 months is okay.
It's very common, especially for breastfed babies who digest milk more quickly. Night waking for feeds is biologically normal for infants. As their tummies grow and they can take more milk, those sleep stretches will naturally lengthen. Patience is key.
Patience, right. Now, a safety-related sleep myth. Putting baby on their tummy to sleep helps with gas.
Okay, this one is crucial. The advice is crystal clear and evidence-based. Always, always place your baby on their back to sleep.
Always on the back. Why?
It significantly reduces the risk of SID, sudden infant death syndrome. That's the single most important safe sleep practice.
So, tummy sleeping for gas relief is a no-go for sleep time.
Definitely not for sleep. Supervised tummy time while they're awake is great for development and can help with gas, sure, but sleep is always on the back.
What if they start rolling over themselves?
Good question. Once a baby can consistently roll from back to tummy and tummy to back on their own, they might end up on their tummy. You still put them down on their back initially, but you don't generally need to keep flipping them back over all night if they can roll both ways.
Got it. One more sleep myth. The baby's room needs to be totally silent.
You'd think so, wouldn't you? But complete silence can actually be a bit jarring, especially considering the womb wasn't silent at all.
Right, there were background noises.
Exactly. While you want to avoid loud, sudden noises that might startle them, a super silent room isn't always the best. Some babies find it unsettling.
So what's better then? A bit of noise.
Yeah, many babies sleep really well with some form of white noise like a fan, a white noise machine, or even soft, gentle music. It can create a consistent, soothing sound environment and help mask other household sounds.
Interesting. Okay, let's talk development and growth. Myth. All babies crawl by 6 months.
Ah, the milestone comparison game.
Totally.
Development has such a wide range of normal. Some babies might start experimenting with crawling around 6 months, yeah, but many others start later, 9, 10 months, even a bit later isn't uncommon.
And some don't crawl at all.
Exactly. Some babies skip crawling entirely and move straight to pulling up, cruising, and walking. It's not necessarily a sign of a problem if they take a different path, as long as other development is on track.
Good reminder to focus on your own baby's journey. Okay, what about small babies stay small? If they're born tiny, they'll be small adults.
Not usually, no. Most babies who are born on the smaller side actually catch up quite a bit during their first year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, genetics and nutrition play a much bigger role in adult height than birth weight alone. Think of birth weight as a starting point, not a destiny.
And regular checkups track this catch-up growth.
Absolutely. That's why those well baby visits are so important. Pediatricians track weight, length, head circumference on growth charts to make sure they're growing healthily along their own curve. And places like Omega Pediatrics are great for keeping track of all that.
Makes sense. How about language? Is baby talk good or bad for development?
It's nuanced. That really exaggerated, high-pitched, sing-songy way parents often talk to babies, sometimes called parentese.
Yeah.
Studies actually show that style can be beneficial. It grabs their attention, exaggerates vowel sounds, and seems to help them learn the patterns of language.
So not just meaningless babble, but a specific way of talking.
Right. It's different from just using silly words. It's
Yeah.
about the melody and rhythm and clear articulation, even with simpler sentences. Finding that middle ground seems best.
Interesting. Okay, one more in this section. You should protect your baby from all germs to keep them healthy. Like, keep everything sterile.
Ah, the bubble baby myth.
Uh-huh.
Of course, basic hygiene is vital: hand washing, cleaning surfaces, especially during illness. But trying to create a totally germ-free world isn't possible, and maybe not even ideal.
Why not ideal?
Because exposure to everyday germs actually helps train and strengthen their developing immune system. It learns how to respond. Obviously, you avoid serious infections, but letting them explore a reasonably clean home environment, play outside, that's generally good for building immunity.
Okay, balance is key. Now, let's tackle vaccinations. This is a big area with a lot of fear, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Myth number 1, vaccines cause autism.
This is probably the most persistent and, frankly, damaging myth. It's crucial to state clearly. Numerous large-scale, high-quality scientific studies across the globe have found absolutely no link between vaccines and autism.
No link whatsoever.
None. The original study that suggested a link was retracted years ago due to serious flaws and ethical concerns. The scientific consensus is overwhelming. Vaccines are safe and do not cause autism.
It's so important people hear that clearly if someone still has concerns.
Please talk to your pediatrician or a trusted healthcare provider. They can discuss the science and address your specific worries. Don't rely on misinformation online.
Good advice. Okay, myth 2, natural immunity from getting the disease is better than vaccine immunity.
Well, getting the disease can provide immunity, that's true, but the cost of that immunity is the risk of actually suffering from the disease itself.
And these diseases can be serious.
Absolutely. Measles, mumps, whooping cough. These can lead to severe complications like pneumonia, brain damage, even death. Vaccines give you immunity without having to go through the dangers of the illness. It's a much, much safer path to protection.
Makes sense. What about the ingredients? People worry about things like mercury or aluminum in vaccines.
Understandable concern, but it needs context. Some vaccines contain tiny trace amounts of these substances, often in forms like thimerosal, a mercury-containing preservative, now removed from most childhood vaccines anyway, or aluminum salts, which help boost the immune response.
And these amounts are safe.
Yes, they've been used safely for decades, and the amounts are far less than what babies encounter naturally in their environment, food, and even breast milk or formula. They're rigorously tested for safety.
Okay, another worry. Do vaccines overload a baby's immune system? It seems like a lot at once sometimes.
It might seem like a lot, but babies' immune systems are incredibly powerful. They encounter thousands of antigen substances that trigger an immune response every single day just through breathing, eating, touching things.
More than in vaccines.
Far, far more. The number of antigens in the entire vaccine schedule is tiny compared to their daily environmental exposure. Their immune systems are more than capable of handling vaccines safely and effectively.
Right. And finally, for vaccines, the diseases they prevent aren't really a threat anymore, are they? We don't see polio much.
That's precisely because of vaccines. Their success has made these diseases rare in many places.
So the success makes people complacent.
Exactly. But the diseases haven't disappeared globally. If vaccination rates drop, these diseases can and do come back, causing outbreaks. Vaccination protects not just your child, but the whole community, especially those who can't be vaccinated.
Herd immunity, right. Okay, let's shift to the final section. Postpartum care for moms. Myth. Getting your pre-pregnancy body back is easy and happens right away.
Oh, the pressure. This myth is so unhelpful.
Totally. What's the reality?
The reality is recovery takes time. Your body has done something amazing growing and birthing a baby. It needs weeks, often months, to heal. Things like bleeding, soreness, fatigue can last quite a while.
So be patient.
Be incredibly patient and kind to yourself. Focus on healing, nourishing your body, and gentle movement when you feel ready. Forget the bounce-back pressure.
Good advice. How about postpartum depression? There's still a myth that it isn't real or it's just baby blues.
That's a dangerous myth. Postpartum depression is a very real, serious, and treatable medical condition. It's much more intense and longer lasting than the temporary baby blues.
What are the signs?
Things like persistent deep sadness, overwhelming anxiety, loss of interest in things, difficulty sleeping even when the baby sleeps, thoughts of harming yourself or the baby. If you feel like this, it's not your fault and you're not alone.
And help is available.
Absolutely. Talk to your doctor, your partner, a friend. There are treatments and support systems. Seeking help is a sign of strength.
So important. Okay, myth. New moms should be able to do everything themselves. Supermom myth.
Right, the idea that you have to manage the baby, the house, everything without help, it's just not realistic or healthy.
It's okay to accept help.
It's more than okay. It's essential. Accept offers from your partner, family, friends. Let them help with meals, cleaning, holding the baby while you nap or shower. Taking care of yourself allows you to better care for your baby. Don't try to be a superhero.
Good point. And finally, intimacy after birth. Myth. It's normal or expected to resume sex right away.
Again, pressure and unrealistic expectations. Physically, the body needs time to heal, weeks, maybe months. Pushing it can cause pain or complication.
And emotionally too, right?
Absolutely. Emotionally, things are intense. You're tired, adjusting to a massive life change. Open communication with your partner is key. There's no normal timeline. It's about when both partners feel physically and emotionally ready.
And healthcare providers can offer guidance.
Yes, definitely. Your OBGYN or midwife or even pediatricians like those at Omega Pediatrics can provide advice and support during the postpartum checkups. Don't hesitate to bring up concerns.
This has been so helpful, clearing up so much for parents trying to navigate all this information. Any final tips on finding reliable sources?
Yeah, quickly. First, check the source. Is it a qualified medical professional, a reputable health organization? Second, cross-reference. Does other trusted information back it up? Third, evaluate relevance. Is it general advice or specific to your situation?
Good checklist. Knowing what's myth and what's fact really does make a difference, doesn't it? Helps you feel more secure.
Totally. It empowers you to make the best choices for your little one's health and happiness.
So as we wrap up, just remember that navigating this new parent journey is, well, a journey. And having solid information makes it smoother.
Absolutely. And again, for that comprehensive, reliable info, please do visit omegapediatrics.com. It's a fantastic resource.
Yes, definitely check out omegapediatrics.com. And if you got value from our chat today, we'd love it if you'd like this video, subscribe to Have More Babies for more content, and maybe share it with other parents you know.
Please do. Thanks for tuning in.
Thanks so much for joining us on Have More Babies. Farewell for now.